Right then, guys, here we are into round two. We are pitting Phil GC, as we spoke about earlier, with his double fire sprays, against Mr. Ian Davidson, who is running a Skirg bomber, and Ray and Finn on the Falcon. So we'll just have a quick brief recap of what Phil's running in his fire sprays. So on one, he's got Boba Fett with Fearlessness, Glitter Stim, Forlom, Long Range Scanners, Slave 1 Title, and Cluster Missiles. And with Cat Scarlet in the fire spray again, we've got Heavy Laser Cannon, Dengar, Expertise, and Black Market Slicers. As we briefly spoke about earlier with Kev, from what he's sort of guessing with his knowledge of fire sprays, you should see Boba Fett trying to push into range 1 and get that heavy amount of damage output that he gets from his amount of dice from being so close. Excuse me. And with Cat, you might see her holding back a bit, but obviously with Cat's ability, you always want to try and almost fly past your opponents to get those bonus dice from shooting out of the rear arc. Now with Ian, he's using the Falcon with Finn and Kanan Jarrus, which is, you know, a popular build, but it works. And the best thing about it is pretty much straight out of the box. Out of the Heroes of the Rebellion, you know, Rey out, if she's shooting at something that's within her front arc, obviously she's got the 360 firing arc, but if she's shooting someone that's within her front primary arc, she gets to re-roll up to 2 blank dice. Now what's really cool about that is if she rolls a dice and she only has 1, Finn's ability triggers where he gets to add in a blank dice, so essentially she can get herself an extra attack dice each round and possibly crank it up to a total of 5 hits. Kanan Jarrus allows her to, once per turn I believe, he ignores the stress, turns a red manoeuvre into a white manoeuvre. And then on Captain Nim, he's got VI on Ray as well, along with the title card for the Millennium Falcon. On Captain Nim, it's got VI, which for anyone who doesn't know, VI is one of the coolest, cheapest cards going. It gives you +2 to your pilot skill, so it can creep you up out of the above someone else for being shot at, essentially. Very popular on ships like Echo and Whisper on the Phantoms, to give it the ability to shoot quickly to gain all the bonuses from the recloaks and free tokens. He's also got Harpoon Missiles, Guidance Chips, Fire Control System, Havoc Title, Extra Munitions, and a TLT. So Extra Munitions allows him to get extra use out of his missiles. Fire Control System, I believe, let me just double check, let me get my app out. So the guidance chips once per round when attacking with a missile or a torpedo. Then we change a dice result to a hit or a crit result if your primary weapon value is 3 or higher. And it is the Fire Control System is what gives you a free target lock after you perform a prime weapon attack. So now that we've looked at the list, let's get into the action. We're currently, I believe, seeing Ian using the Falcon to shoot at the closest fire spray, which I believe to be Bubba. So I believe now Bubba's firing back with his cluster missiles. Which proved ineffective on the first round, but he can spend his focus on the second round of firing to get 3 hits. Ray has put in with Finn's ability to re-roll 2 blank dice, but unfortunately has scored 0, so that's 3 shields gone from Ray there. A lot of focus being spent with these dice at the moment. So we're back to the dials. I'd like to think we'll see the Skurg take a tight left-hand turn to get into the action on this turn. Ray, there's so many different possibilities. It's got the sloop title, so could bank and pull a 180, but it might still not be quite enough to sort of try and get out of the arcs of any of the fire sprays. I'd not necessarily expect, but if it was me, I would possibly go for Cat Scarlet, pushing forward as quickly as possible to try and get into the rear arc firing position to take most use out of its ability. And with Bubba, I'd probably pull round to the left to try and get in between both the Falcon and the Skurg and give myself some options for firing. Ian just finalising his decision on what Ray is going to be up to this turn. So that's Cat right in the face of Ray, very interesting. Not as quick as I was possibly manoeuvre, but then again, to be fair, with Cat moving first, whether she could actually pull out in front, pull out to the other side of the Ray, don't think it's possible. And now Bubba's closing in to be side by side. It's very interesting. Hoping to guarantee that someone's up. Interesting decision. I really thought that someone would be bending round just to possibly take on the manoeuvres of the Skurg. So we're going to mark up some ships at the moment just so that Ray can take her manoeuvre. Oh, which is interesting. I believe that with Bubba being where he is, very interesting. It means that Ray is gonna bump. So you're gonna have to train tracks this to see just about where Ray bumps, which means that Cat and Ray will not be able to shoot each other this turn, but Bubba, I believe, with the bank, is not in base contact, so he'll be able to take full advantage of that tight range on Ray. However, as I guess, the Skurg has pulled round and is now in the side arc of Bubba, so we'll be able to take advantage of not being shot at, essentially. But then again, with the shield and hull that the fire sprays have, it could possibly not really be a problem, not at this early stage in the game. So that's 2 crits rolled from Ian. And I believe he's re-rolling. Is that 4 in the paint? So that's 2 shield off of Bubba and a crit going, 2 crits going through. Let me just see if I can find out what crits they were. So the 2 crits taken there by Phil with damage cop. Nice. This is, however, what it looks like to be some return. Oh, it's still taking more damage on Bubba there. Dice not being too kind to Bubba, but there we go. That's what he wants. So it's a grand total of 3 hits, 2 crits from Bubba into Ray. Ray will evade. Is that 1? Oh, no, in with the 2 blanks and re-rolling for nothing. So that's a lot of damage taken there by Ray. So I think one of those was the double damage to put a grand total of 6 on Ray, which I believe leaves her on 2 hull. So there's a lot of damage output in this engagement. Going to be very interesting to see if this is a pretty short match. All the attack dice seem to be absolutely on fire, and the evades not so much. So these are some of the there you go, the crits that have been taken on Bubba, and then the crits taken on Ray. So as I say, a lot of damage output so far in that engagement. So where do we go from here? Both, Bubba and Ray have both taken a lot of damage, and Ray is going to get to shoot first, as well as the Skirk. So in Phil's position at the moment, does he go defensive with Bubba? Does he just disappear? Does he try and get out of the fight and rely on Cat for this round to possibly finish off Ray? Or does he try and create he's not in the position to really create a block. It's going to be very interesting. And with Ian, he just try and get as much out like he did in the last round and just put in absolute huge amounts of attack dice. Again, guys, if you do want to pop in some any questions, any views on how the game's going, or anything you want to chat about in regard to the X-Wing tournament today and the game being played right now, feel free to just pop it in the comment section on the YouTube, and I will do my best to answer it. I do apologise again if I'm saying anything wrong. So if you do have any comments whatsoever, please just chuck them in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer or reply to you. If you're enjoying watching the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notifications button. We've still got 3 more rounds after this. We will be taking a lunch break after this until around about 2 o'clock. So there'll be a slight break, but then you'll be notified as soon as the next round's ready to go. We also have Weekend Warlords Instagram and Facebook page for the store, and we have Facebook groups for all game systems we do in store. So if there's anything you're looking to get involved in, be it X-Wing, be it any of the other Star Wars games, Armada, the new game Legion, Imperial Assault, drop us a line, find us on Facebook, and come down and see us. So I believe this is Cat shooting at Ray. Oof. Vicious. 4 paint straight of hand there. This is gonna hurt. So that's a grand total of all 4, I believe. And that, I believe, is Ray done. So that's Ray out of the pitch now, and it's the Skirg to take on Bubba and Cat alone. Very interesting choice, and contradicts what I said with Bubba being actually able to block, as I forgot that it does have a stressful 0 manoeuvre. So very well played there by Phil. Let's see what happens next. So we're locked in. Let's see what Bubba's doing this turn. He's doing a tight white sloop. And I believe that Ash has actually commented on us today. As it's come up with Weekend Warlords, but myself and John are already here. So Ash, nice to see you watching, buddy. Hope you're having fun. So as we can see, the Skirg's pretty much bolted it for this turn, trying to get away to reassert itself in later turns to get the offensive shooting arcs and range that it wants. Bubba is still, sitting there damaged. Has he got enough to finish him off? He has. Bubba's gone. Very interesting. This now leaves a Skirg untouched, I believe, against the same could be said of Cat Scarlet. So, as I said earlier, Cat Scarlet takes opportunity in being able to shoot from its rear arc because it gets the extra attack dice. Now, Ian's obviously going to try and counter that by staying well away from Cat's rear, but with both ships being able to shoot in various directions, it's going to be really interesting to see where this next engagement ends up. Being that Cat is now going to be chasing the Skirg, will the Skirg be able to reposition itself for a better opportunity, or will it just sort of lead the fire spray where it wants to be? Oh no, the Skirg is bolting away as well. Oh, it's doing a Talon roll. So the next engagement could be very, very in your face. So no range on the shot there, so they're straight back to dials. I believe this is going to get very tight very quickly, and they're going to be in each other's face, and it could quite possibly come down to just how nasty the dice could be. So Ash Ian on Nim has VI, Harpoon missiles, guidance chips, fire control system, the Havoc title, extra munitions, and a TLT. So not quite what I predicted. I thought the Skurg would have turned into Cat then to try and get the closer range, more damage output. But it seems that it's coming very close to almost leading into a trap by Cat where it could end up in rear firing arc. If Cat pulls round to the right, could fit it rock. But is it worth taking it just to be able to get that extra attack dice? I don't believe Nim is locked at the moment. Can't see any tokens anywhere. So this is TLT shooting at Cat for 1, I believe. And then Cat returning. So Dengar's re-rolling the 1 and he's going to spend the focus to put 4 hits in. See if Ian can evade any of these. He's going to spend that focus absolutely to at least remove 2. That's 2 shields off the Skurg. And as Ash quite rightly put it, he is going to run and TLT. But is a TLT enough to strip all the shields and hull off a fire spray with the damage output of Cat in the fire spray? So as I guessed, and he's managed to miss the rock. Cat's going for rear arc. Depending on whether he's gonna just how many. Oh, this is not looking good for the Skurg from this point. He might get the benefit of the rock, possibly, but it's still gonna mean, from the look of it, he might even try to arc dodge here. Yep, he's going for it. This is going to be tight. I don't believe Cat's got the Skurg in arc, but if it has, it's going to be a nasty shot. So it looked like no shot there from me, by the look of it. So now distancing themselves from each other. But Skurg is going to barrel roll out of arc again, I believe, and then possibly hit back with a cheeky TLT shot. So first one. So that's be last shield. Oh no, there's one more shield left on Cat. And that'll be the last one gone. So very nicely done by Ian. That's all the shields gone off Cat. So from that last TLT engagement, that leaves Cat on 6 hull, and she's now having to break into a fast-paced move to, rather than sort of aim for that rear arc. It's now coming into going to have to be a bit more aggressive to try and take out the Skirg that's still got 3 shields left on it. There's no shot this round, should be straight back to Dials. It's been an absolute up and down game, especially with the first engagement being just so aggressive from the fire sprays, putting so much damage onto Ray, to then see Ray and Bubba both go so close. And now the Skirg just plinking away at the fire spray. But at this point, can it do it when it's going to be this tight? Is the Skirg going to bolt into the right and then barrel roll out of arc? Nope. This is going to be a super aggressive turn. Oh, he's still going. No, he's still going for the barrel roll. Has he managed to get out? I don't think so. So here we go. This is going to be, I believe, just primary weapon out the front. So just range 1, scoring a hit and a crit. Oh, with a 2 hits and a crit. That means it's already at halfway, and the crit is... Couldn't quite see that, but you know, it's still going. And the fire spray shooting back with a lovely 4 hits straight off the bat. No evade from the Skirg, so that's its last 3 shields gone and 1 hull. This really is going to be very close. I mean, on that last engagement, if the Skirg could have managed to get a double damage pop up on that crit, it could have gone for 2 TLT shots to finish it off in the next engagement. But with the fire spray still having 3 hull and the possibility of a rear arc, I've got to give it to Cat Scarlet at the moment, but it's too close to really cool. Ash, you got your money on anyone?
Look a bit less grumpy, French. There you go. Are you hungover? He always is. He's French. Not actually French. Why have they let him in the room? You don't know about X-Wing.
Oh really? Oh great.
If you can make that area look amazing, then you're the best photographer in the world.
I'll put a nice poker on it for you.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's still sizing up for this final. I say final. I'm not guessing. I'm not guessing for this next manoeuvre before the next engagement. It's a good shot. Actually, there's a huge possibility he's going to arc dodge. There's a nice slow manoeuvre from Cat to possibly lower the chances of it, but let's see what Ian's going to pull out of the bag. They're almost certain to get a barrel roll to the right now to leave him out of arc of Cat. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Yeah. There we go. So be a couple of TLT shots from Nim, I guess. So it's the first one. That's one. And the second is evaded. So the fire spray is going to live to see another day on 2 hull, but another 2 TLT shots could finish the game. Ian doing an absolutely amazing dodge with these arc dodges. Is this going to be a Talon roll, I believe? So it's going to be all or nothing here from Ian. He's going for the primary. He's range 2. Let's see what he does here. He's going for primary. It's not the greatest, but is he target locked up? Oh, that's what you want. 3 out of hand. The evasive, it's not going to be enough. Great ending to the game there for Ian. But it is, I do believe they're at the same pilot skill, so he may get his return salvo. Nope, that's game. They might have just been doing a friendly dice roll there. Absolutely spectacular game. See 2 fire sprays flown so well on the board. I know if I did it, they'd be ended up shooting at each other. And an absolutely fantastic game. Going quite so soon, and the Skurg flown absolutely fantastically. So that is the end of round 2. We're going to be breaking for lunch now until 2 o'clock, and then we'll be coming back with round 3 of 5. So make sure you're on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification button, and it will come up as soon as we're ready to go. Thanks for watching with us, Ash. Hope you're having a splendid day. We'll see you soon, buddy. See you in a bit, guys.